Imagine waking up not to an alarm clock, but to the biting cold of dawn seeping through your animal hide shelter. There's no coffee maker, no refrigerator full of food. Your first thought isn't about checking your phone. It's about survival. Welcome to the Stone Age. This wasn't a camping trip. It was everyday life for our ancestors. Forget about supermarkets. Your breakfast, if you were lucky, was a handful of berries you hoped weren't poisonous, or leftover meat from yesterday's hunt, gnawed on while it was still cold. Every single meal was a gamble, a product of immense effort and risk. Let's talk about the hunt. This wasn't a sport. It was a life-or-death confrontation. Armed with nothing more than a sharpened stone spear and your own courage, you and your clan would track a mammoth or a bison for days. One wrong move, one moment of hesitation, and you wouldn't just go home empty-handed, you might not go home at all. A charging beast could end your story in an instant. A simple fall could result in a broken bone, which was often a death sentence. There were no doctors, no antibiotics. Only the rudimentary care of your tribe and the hope that you wouldn't get an infection. Even making the tools for the hunt was a monumental task. You had to find the right kind of flint, then painstakingly chip away at it with another stone, a process called knapping to create a sharp edge. Hours and hours of work for a single spearhead that could break on its first use. Every tool was precious, a testament to human ingenuity and sheer persistence. Fire was your most valuable technology. It provided warmth against the freezing nights, light in the terrifying darkness, a way to cook meat to make it safer to eat, and a defense against predators lurking just beyond the firelight. Keeping that fire alive was a constant, critical chore. If it went out, you were vulnerable. Life was short and brutal. A simple cut could become fatally infected. A toothache could lead to an abscess that would slowly kill you. The average life expectancy was maybe 30 years. You'd see friends and family fall to predators, disease, starvation, or accidents. Yet amidst this constant struggle, there was community. People relied on each other completely. The clan was your family, your support system, your only safety net. They shared food, protected each other, and passed down vital knowledge from one generation to the next. They also created art. Deep within caves, they painted stunning images of the animals they hunted and revered. They carved intricate figures from bone and ivory. Why? Perhaps it was a way to make sense of their world, to connect with the spiritual realm, or simply to leave a mark to say, we were here. We survived. These incredible artworks are a powerful reminder that even in the harshest of conditions, the human spirit doesn't just endure, it creates, it finds meaning. So the next time you feel a chill, turn up the heat, and grab a snack from the fridge. Take a moment to think about our Stone Age ancestors. Their daily battle for survival laid the groundwork for everything we have today. Their resilience is written into our very DNA. It's a humbling and awe-inspiring legacy. Thanks for watching. If you found this journey back in time fascinating, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into our incredible human story. See you next time. You hear a sound and suddenly, you're running. Something in the rustling leaves triggers an ancient instinct. Chase. Your mouth is dry, your hands shake just a little. And you realize something simple and heavy. In your normal life, fear is often imagined deadlines, messages, what someone thinks of you. Here, fear has claws. Eventually the sound fades. The forest noise returns, insects, birds, leaves. But your body stays tense long after the danger might be gone. There is no calm down button. Your nervous system lives close to the edge all the time. You are tired in a way sleep can't fully fix. By midday, the sun is higher, and the cold is replaced with heat. You return to the camp. The hunters aren't back yet. Everyone waits. Waiting here is not relaxing. It's listening, watching, wondering, will they come back? Did they find anything? Did something find them? You sit on a flat rock, legs throbbing, a blister forming on your heel. There are no soft shoes, no cushion. Just skin and ground, every single day. A child nearby starts crying, not loudly, just a weak, tired sound. Hunger again. A woman rocks them gently, humming something low and wordless. There's comfort, but no solution yet. Finally, in the distance, shapes appear. The hunters. They're walking slowly, shoulders heavy. But they carry something, a small animal not big, but real. Enough for everyone to taste meat tonight. Relief moves through the group like a wave. Not cheering, just a collective exhale. You realize how strange that is, how something so small feels so huge. In your world, meat is wrapped in plastic, silent, and ordinary. Here, it is the difference between weakness and a little more strength. Preparing the animal takes time, care, respect. Nothing is wasted, not skin, not bone, not fat. The smell of cooking meat fills the air, rich and deep. Your stomach tightens with anticipation. You sit close to the fire, heat on your face, smoke in your eyes. This moment is one of the good ones. Warmth, food, people close, no immediate danger. But even now, there is no full relaxation. Someone always watches the darkening tree line. Someone listens. Night comes fast without electric lights. Shadows stretch, then swallow everything. You eat slowly, savoring each bite. It's not seasoned, not fancy, but it tastes like survival. Like effort turned into energy. You feel a little stronger and deeply, deeply tired. When it's time to sleep again, you lie on the ground near the fading fire. The stars above are bright enough to make patterns you don't know the names of. Your body hums with soreness. Your mind drifts but lightly. You wake at every strange sound, a branch snapping, the wind shifting, someone coughing. This is not the deep, heavy sleep of safety. This is survival sleep, half rest, half watch. You think about how in your normal life, exhaustion often comes from thoughts, worry, plans, noise. Here, exhaustion is physical, bone deep, simple. You don't fail to last a day here because of one dramatic moment. You fail because of the constant hunger, the never-ending work, the quiet fear, the hard ground, the cold mornings, the hot days. The fact that everything depends on your body, your group, and luck, and yet there is something else too. A closeness to the earth, to the sky, to the people beside you. No screens, no endless information. No artificial light stealing the night. Just breath, fire, stars. Your eyes grow heavier. The sounds of the forest blend into one soft, distant murmur. The warmth of the fire fades slowly, like the last thought before sleep. Your body, so overwhelmed by this world, finally gives in. And as you drift, the last thing you feel is the steady ground beneath you, hard, real, ancient, holding you, the same way it held every human before you. The story of the Stone Age night goes on, slow and quiet, long after you've fallen asleep. All right, don't wake up yet. The fire is still low, the night still wide. The story just keeps breathing. Sometime in the dark you wake again. Not fully. Just enough to know something changed. The fire has sunk into a bed of red eyes, glowing through ash. The air is colder now, the kind of cold that slides quietly under your skin. You pull the animal hide closer, but your feet are still exposed, toes stiff and numb. You listen. This is what nights are here, listening. In your usual life, night is sealed, walls, locks, glass, the illusion that nothing can reach you. Here, night is open. You hear insects in a steady rhythm, like a soft rattle. Farther away, an owl calls, low, hollow, echoing between trees. Someone nearby shifts in their sleep, a small grunt, then stillness again. And under it all, the forest itself. Not silent, but alive in a way that makes you feel very small. Your mind, half awake, starts doing something it has done all day. Scanning. Where is the nearest person? Where is the fire? If something comes, which direction would you run? You don't choose to think these things. Your body does it for you. Survival is not a thought here. It's a background process, like breathing. Eventually, sleep pulls you under again. Light, fragile sleep, like floating just under the surface of water. Morning returns not with light, but with sound. Birds, so many birds. Sharp chirps, whistles, fluttering wings. The sky is still gray when people begin to stir. Someone coughs. Someone else feeds dry twigs into the fire. Smoke rises, thin and blue. Your body feels worse than yesterday. That's another thing no one tells you about this time. There is no full recovery. Each day stacks on the last. Small pains become normal. Bruises fade into other bruises. Your body becomes a map of use. You stretch, and your muscles pull tight like old rope. You are thirsty. Water is not a tap, it's a walk. You join two others heading toward a stream you visited yesterday. The path is uneven, roots twisting across the ground, stones hidden under leaves. You step carefully. A twisted ankle out here is not an inconvenience. It's a threat. The stream is cold and clear, sliding over smooth rocks. You kneel and drink with cupped hands. The water tastes alive, mineral and leaf and earth. You don't chug. Your body knows not to waste the chance. But even water carries risk. Parasites, bacteria, things too small to see. Your immune system works overtime in this world. Sometimes it wins. Sometimes it doesn't. You splash your face. The cold shocks you fully awake. Another day. Today you go with a different group, the tool makers. You sit near the edge of camp where flat stones lie scattered. An older man shows you again how to strike one stone against another, just right to chip off a sharp edge. It looks simple when he does it. It is not. Your first few strikes glance off uselessly. Then one hits wrong and sends a sharp flake into your thumb. A thin line opens. Blood wells up bright and immediate. You hiss and press the cut. There's no disinfectant. No neat bandage. Someone hands you a bit of clean moss. You press it to the wound and wrap a strip of fiber around it. You just hope it doesn't get infected. This is how small things become big here. A cut. A toothache. A fever. In your world, they are inconveniences. Here, they can change everything. Eventually, you shape a rough edge. Not pretty. Not perfect. But sharp enough to scrape hide or cut plant fibers. You feel a small flicker of pride. Making something useful with your own hands hits differently when everything useful matters. Later, you help scrape an animal hide stretched over a frame. The smell is strong, fatty, and wild. Your arms move back and forth, scraping tissue away. It's repetitive, slow work. Your mind drifts. You think about how your modern life is filled with invisible systems. Electricity you don't see, food you didn't grow, clothes you didn't make. Here, every object has a story of effort. Someone walked, hunted, scraped, dried, shaped. Nothing is disposable, because nothing is easy. In the afternoon, clouds gather, dark ones. Rain in this world is not romantic. It's a problem. People move quickly, reinforcing simple shelters made of branches and hides. You help tie fibers tighter, fingers clumsy and sore. The first drops are cold and heavy. Soon rain falls in sheets. The ground turns slick. Mud clings to your feet. The fire hisses as water hits the edges, smoke thick and bitter. You huddle under the shelter. It leaks. Water finds gaps, always. Your back is damp. Your hair sticks to your face. There is no dry, cozy inside. Just less wet than outside. The temperature drops. Cold seeps in slowly, like it has patience. You realize how much of your comfort used to come from control over environment, temperature, light, dryness. Here you don't control nature, you negotiate with it. And often you lose. By evening, the rain slows to a drizzle. Everything smells richer, wet soil, crushed leaves, smoke, damp fur. The group is quieter tonight. Less food, less energy. You sit close together for warmth. Bodies become blankets. Shoulders touch. Shared heat is survival. A child falls asleep against your arm. Their hair tickles your skin. You don't move. In your world, physical closeness is often optional. Here, it's practical, necessary, normal. You stare at the fire. Flames twist, gold and orange, eating wood slowly. You realize this fire is the center of everything. Light, warmth, protection, cooking, comfort. Lose the fire and night becomes much harder. Lose the fire and fear grows teeth. You think again, I wouldn't last here. Not because you are weak, but because your body and mind were shaped by a different world, one of stored energy, controlled climates, and safety nets. Here, every day asks for everything. And yet, as your eyelids grow heavy, there's a strange clarity. Your world is loud with choices, endless options, endless inputs. This world is narrow. Food, water, warmth, safety, people. That's it. Life shrinks down to its most basic shape. And as you lie back on the hard earth once more, firelight flickering over faces you now recognize, you feel something unexpected under the exhaustion, a deep, ancient rhythm. Wake, move, find, eat, stay warm, stay together, sleep, the same rhythm that carried humans for thousands and thousands of years. The stars emerge again, one by one, through thinning clouds. Your body hurts, your stomach is not full. Your hands are cut and dirty. You are scared more often than you're comfortable, and still, your breathing slows. Because you are exactly where humans once belonged, small under the sky, close to the fire, listening to the night. Your thoughts soften. The forest hums its endless, gentle sound. And sleep comes again, quiet and deep, as the Stone Age night continues. Long after this story fades. Okay, deeper now. The night has passed, and the days keep layering one over another like slow waves. Nothing dramatic, nothing loud, just the steady weight of living this way. You don't wake to birds this time. You wake to pain. A deep, dull ache in your lower back, like something heavy has been resting there for years instead of days. Your shoulders feel carved from stone. You roll slightly, and your hip protests sharply. This is what happens when there is no rest day. Your body is not breaking in one big moment. It's wearing down grain by grain. The fire is already awake, flames licking at new wood. Someone must have gotten up in the gray light to feed it. You feel grateful for that person without words for gratitude. You sit up slowly, your head feels foggy. You didn't sleep badly. This is just what constant low-level strain feels like. Your nervous system never truly powers down. A woman nearby is pulling burrs out of a child's hair. Another person is sharpening a wooden spear with a stone tool, slow and focused. No one asks how you slept. Everyone slept the same. Today you walk farther than before. The group needs new materials, straight branches, certain stones, edible plants that grow beyond the familiar area. Staying too long in one place drains the land. Even here, humans must move carefully. You step over fallen logs, duck under branches, your breath steady but heavier than you'd like. Your legs feel older than your years. The land rolls gently up and down, no roads, no paths, just terrain. You realize how much of your usual movement happens on flat, predictable surfaces. Floors, pavement, stairs with equal steps. Here, every step is a small calculation. Loose rock, slippery moss, hidden hole. Your ankles work constantly, adjusting. Your feet grip. Your toes spread inside nothing. No cushioning, no support. Your body is busy just staying upright. Midway through the walk, someone stops and crouches. A set of tracks in soft mud. Everyone gathers silently. You don't know what you're looking at, but the others do. The tracks are fresh, large, deep, not human. You don't need translation to understand the tension that spreads. Bodies straighten. Voices drop to whispers that are more breath than sound. The decision is quick. Change direction. You turn, moving away from wherever that animal walked. Your group doesn't argue. No debate. Just a shared understanding. We do not compete with that today. In your world, you can argue with danger. Build barriers, call for help, create distance with machines. Here, wisdom often means avoidance. You don't conquer everything. You survive around it. By afternoon, the sun is hot and high. Your mouth is dry again. You chew on a fibrous plant stem someone handed you. It releases a bit of moisture, a bit of bitterness. Your energy dips. There's no caffeine, no sugar rush. Just the slow burn of whatever food your body managed to store. You feel how thin the line is between capable and exhausted. A modern day often drains you mentally. This drains you physically, completely. Your thoughts grow simple when your energy drops. Step, breathe. Step, watch the ground. You return to camp with small gains, some useful wood, a cluster of edible plants, stones that might shape into tools. Not a grand success. Not a failure. Just enough. Life here is not built on big wins. It's built on enough, over and over. Later, you sit beside an older woman as she works plant fibers between her fingers, twisting them into cord. Her hands move automatically, skin thick and scarred, nails worn short. She hands you some fibers. You copy her, twist, pull, twist, pull. It's slow, almost meditative. Your breathing falls into rhythm with the motion. Around you, others work too, scraping, mending, shaping. No one is multitasking. No background noise. No constant interruption. Just hands and materials. You realize something strange. Your mind, usually crowded with thoughts, feels quiet, not empty, just focused. When survival tasks fill your day, there is less room for imagined problems. Your world shrinks to what is in front of you. It's hard, but it is clear. As the sun lowers, the sky turns amber, then rose, then deepening blue. The temperature drops again. You notice a bruise on your arm you don't remember getting. A scratch on your shin. Your bandaged thumb throbs, but not worse. Your body tells the story of your days. You sit by the fire as darkness settles. Someone begins a low, rhythmic sound, not quite a song, more like a tone that rises and falls. Others join softly. It's not performance, it's connection. You don't know the sounds, but you feel them in your chest. The vibration, the shared breath, For a moment, fear and hunger and pain step back. You are part of something that existed long before your usual world of screens and schedules. A small circle of humans against a vast night. And that, somehow, is enough. When you lie down again, the ground is still hard. Your stomach is still not fully satisfied. Your future is still uncertain in a way your modern mind would struggle to tolerate. But you are too tired to fight it. You look at the stars again, sharper than any city sky ever allows. They feel close, like cold sparks pinned to black cloth. You think, maybe I wouldn't last a day here. Not because this life is empty, but because it is full in a way we no longer train for, full of effort, full of sensation. Your last waking thought drifts through you slowly. Humans were not built for comfort. We were built for this. And with that heavy, ancient rhythm still moving through your bones, you sink into sleep once more. While the fire breathes, the forest watches, and the Stone Age night goes on, endlessly, quietly, under the same stars. All right, we keep drifting. No sudden turns. Just the slow turning of the earth. Sometime before dawn, a sound pulls you upward from sleep. Not loud. Wrong. That's the only word your half-awake mind can find. Wrong. Your eyes open to darkness painted in faint gray. The fire is low again, just a dim pulse. Everyone around you is still shapes under hides and shadow. You hold your breath. There it is again. A distant cracking, wood under weight. Your heart begins to beat harder, each thump slow and heavy, like footsteps inside your chest. Someone else is awake. You hear the soft shift of a body sitting up. A hand reaches for a burning branch, lifts it slightly, feeding the fire a stick without sparks, careful, slow. The cracking stops. Silence stretches. Out there, something large changed its mind. Walked another direction. Or stood very still, listening just like you. Minutes pass, maybe longer. Eventually, your body decides this moment is not the end. Your breathing eases. The night continues. But sleep doesn't come back easily. Fear leaves a shape in you, like a footprint in mud. Even after the animal is gone, the mark remains. Morning light spreads thin and silver. Mist hangs low over the ground. Everything looks softer, quieter, almost gentle, as if the world apologizes for the night. You sit up slowly, joints stiff, skin cool and slightly damp from the air. Someone hands you a small piece of roasted root from last night. You chew. It's fibrous, earthy, a little sweet. It is not much, but it is real. Your body accepts it gratefully. Today, you don't go far. Energy is low in the group. When food has been scarce, movement shrinks. People stay near camp, doing quieter tasks. You help repair a shelter wall where rain loosened the structure. Branches are repositioned. Mud is packed into gaps. Your hands are cold in the wet earth. You notice how much of this life is maintenance. Nothing stays finished. The fire must be fed, tools must be reshaped. Shelters must be patched, bodies must be cared for. In your usual world, things feel stable. Buildings stand for decades, food systems run unseen, tools last long with little effort from you. Here, everything slowly falls apart unless someone is always tending it. Life is a continuous act of keeping things from returning to the wild. At midday, you sit near the stream again, washing dirt from your hands. The water moves steadily, unconcerned with your survival, your fears, your hunger. You watch sunlight flash on the surface. For a long moment, you do nothing else. No goal, no task, just watching water move over stone. You realize how rare it is in your other life to sit without input. No voices, no notifications, no information pouring in. Here, silence is normal. Your mind settles like sediment sinking in still water. You feel tired, always tired, but also strangely present. There is no future planning beyond the next day or two, no distant anxieties. Just the next fire, the next meal, the next safe night. It's hard. But it's simple. In the late afternoon, laughter breaks out suddenly near camp. It surprises you. Two children are chasing each other, weaving between people, dodging arms, squealing. One trips and rolls in the dirt, pops up grinning. The adults don't stop them. Even here, with hunger and danger, there is room for play. You watch their movement, fast, flexible, balanced. Their bodies already shaped for this world. They don't know another way to live. You do, and that's why this feels so heavy to you. You are adapted to comfort, to stored energy, to safety nets. Your instincts are older than that, but they are buried under layers of modern life. Here, those older instincts are dragged back to the surface, used constantly, like muscles long ignored. It exhausts you. That night, the sky is clear again. The fire burns brighter. Someone found dry wood. Sparks rise, drift upward, vanish among the stars. You lie on your side, facing the warmth. Your bandaged thumb is healing. Your muscles still ache, but in a familiar way now, not shocking anymore. You think maybe you wouldn't last a day here at first. But humans are good at one thing above all else: adapting. Slowly, painfully, you would learn where to step, what to eat, how to listen, when to move, when to stay still. Your body would harden, your senses would sharpen, your thoughts would simplify. Comfort would stop being the goal. Continuing would be enough. Your breathing deepens. Around you, the group settles, bodies turning toward the fire like flowers toward light. Beyond the glow, the forest stretches endless and dark, full of life you cannot see. The stars watch, silent and cold. And once again, the day slips away, not with noise or headlines or alarms, but with the steady fading of light. Until all that remains is the soft crackle of fire, the slow breath of sleeping humans, and the ancient night holding everything in its vast, quiet hands. And the story goes on, long after you've drifted off. All right, let's keep floating. No rush. Just the slow turning of another day. You wake before the light again, but this time there is no sharp fear waiting. Just cold. The kind that sits in your bones and asks you to move, not because of schedule, but because stillness means losing warmth. You sit up, rub your arms, breathe into your hands. The air smells like ash and damp leaves. You notice something new. You don't feel shocked by this anymore. Still tired. Still sore. But your body rises without protest as loud as before. Movements are smaller, more efficient. You don't waste energy sitting and staring. You feed the fire automatically, place wood where heat will catch best. Your hands are learning. Today the group prepares to move camp, not far. Just enough. You watch as everything that looks like home disappears in less than an hour. Hides folded, tools bundled, ash scattered. The place where you slept becomes just another patch of ground. Nothing is permanent here. You thought that would feel sad. Instead it feels practical. The world is wide. Staying too long weakens the land and you with it. So you move like animals following seasons, like rivers following gravity. You carry a bundle of wood and tools tied with fiber cord across your shoulder. It digs into your skin. Your steps are slow but steady. You don't ask, how much farther? You just walk. The new place is near a line of rocks that break the wind. A small rise, better view of the trees around. People spread out, each knowing what to do without being told. You help gather stones to ring the fire. You realize something. No one here specializes in only one thing. Everyone knows a bit of everything. Fire, food, shelter, tools. Your modern life lets you be ignorant of most survival skills. You trade knowledge for convenience. Here, knowledge is life. You begin to see why humans are built the way they are. Hands that grip, eyes that track motion, minds that remember plant shapes and animal paths. You are a generalist creature, not meant for chairs and glowing rectangles, but for landscapes. Midday brings wind. Not violent, just steady, pushing air across your face, carrying scents. Smoke, wet soil. Something musky, distant. You notice how your nose works harder here. Smells carry information, rain coming, animals near, water close. Your senses, dulled in your other world by processed air and constant noise, are waking up. It's tiring, being this alert. But it's also strangely grounding. You are not lost in thought as much. The outside world pulls you outward, not inward. Later, you sit to eat. A mix of roasted tubers and small nuts cracked open with stones. Your teeth work harder than they ever have. Your jaw aches faintly. Food here is not soft. It demands effort, even at the end. But as you chew, you notice your hunger is different now, not panicked, just steady. Your body has stopped expecting constant supply. It takes what comes. In the afternoon, clouds drift lazily. No storm, just shade. You lie back briefly on the ground, not to sleep, just to rest your spine. Above you, leaves shift against sky. Patterns of green and blue. A bird crosses overhead, wings flashing pale in the light. You do nothing. And for once, doing nothing doesn't feel like wasting time, because here, rest is not laziness. It's preparation. Your body, your only real machine, needs small pauses to keep going. As evening returns, always faster than you expect without artificial light stretching the day, the fire is lit again in its new circle of stones. Flames rise. Shadows dance on faces. You feel it clearly now. You still wouldn't choose this life. It's too uncertain, too harsh, too close to the edge. But you understand it. Your body understands it. This is the pace your species knew for almost all of its story. Movement, effort, community, nature as both provider and threat. Comfort is new. This is ancient. Night spreads once more, vast and star-filled. The group settles, familiar now in their rhythms. Who lies where, who snores softly, who wakes often to tend the fire. You lie down on the hard ground that no longer feels quite as shocking. Your muscles are tired, yes. Your hands are rough. Your stomach is not full, but not empty. Your mind is quiet in a way it rarely is where you come from. No lists, no messages, no imagined futures spinning out of control. Just breath and cool air, heat on your face, earth under your side. You think slowly as sleep approaches. You wouldn't last a day here, but if you did, day by day your softness would wear away. Your senses would sharpen. Your needs would shrink to essentials. And under all the exhaustion and fear, you might discover something simple and old. Being alive is not about ease. It's about continuing. Your eyelids fall. The fire cracks softly. The forest murmurs beyond the circle of light. And once again, the Stone Age night carries you gently into sleep. While the stars, unchanged for thousands of years, shine on, you wake to warmth on your face. Sunlight, not filtered through curtains, not blocked by glass. Just open light, touching your skin directly. Your eyes squint, watering a little, but you don't turn away. Your body feels different. Still sore. Still heavy, but not shocked anymore. You sit up and the movement feels familiar. Muscles complain, but like old companions, not enemies. Your hands reach for the firewood pile without thinking. You feed the coals, you blow gently, flame answers. You don't pause to admire it. Fire is no longer amazing, it is necessary. That's another change. Things here are not entertainment. They are functions. Warmth, food, shelter, safety. Your mind has less space for interesting. Everything is practical. A thin fog clings low to the ground as people begin to move. Today, you go with a small group to check traps set days ago, simple ones, placed along animal paths. You walk quietly, eyes scanning ground and brush. Your thoughts are slower now. In your other world, your mind runs ahead constantly, planning, remembering, imagining. Here, thinking too far ahead is wasted energy. So your mind stays close. Step, listen, smell, watch. You begin to feel how animals live, tuned to the present, not the abstract future. At one trap, there is movement. A small animal, caught. Still alive. Your chest tightens. You didn't see much of this before. Others move calmly, quickly. There is no celebration, no cruelty, just efficiency. Respect for the life taken because it means life for the group. You look away at first. Not because it's shocking, but because it's direct. Your modern life hides these moments. Meat appears clean and distant from the animal it was. Here, there is no distance. Life feeds life, openly. It's heavy, but honest. You carry part of the animal back. It's warm in your hands, heavier than you expected. Your arms ache, but you don't shift it often. You've learned conserving energy matters. Back at camp, preparation begins. The smell of cooking meat rises again, rich and deep. People's movements have a quiet lift today. Protein means strength. Strength means a better chance tomorrow. You sit, carving a small stick into a sharper point. Your thumb scar has closed into a thin line. Your skin has toughened. You notice something strange. You haven't thought about your old life in a while. No rooms. No devices. No clocks. Not because you forgot, because they don't help here. Your brain, practical as ever, stopped wasting space on what can't be used. In the afternoon, wind moves through the trees in long sighs. You lie on your back briefly, looking up through branches. Clouds drift slowly, unbothered by human urgency. Your body is tired, but it feels like a good tired, the kind that comes from use, not stress. Your nervous system still flares at sudden sounds. But between those moments, there is quiet. A deep low hum of existence. Eat when there is food, move when there is light. Rest when it is dark. Stay near others. Keep the fire alive. Life stripped to framework. Evening again. It always comes. The fire burns steady. Meat is shared. Fat crackles softly, sending sparks upward. You lick grease from your fingers. It feels like treasure. People sit closer tonight. Full stomachs soften shoulders. Someone tells a story not in words you know, but in gestures, sounds, faces shifting. Others respond with laughter, gasps, knowing nods. Story existed long before writing. You feel it. The human need to share experience, to make meaning even here, maybe especially here. When you lie down, the ground is still hard. But you don't resist it. Your body molds to it, finds positions that hurt less. Your breathing slows quickly. You understand now why you wouldn't last a day here at first. It's not just the danger. It's the intensity, every sense engaged, every movement necessary, every mistake meaningful. Your modern life cushions you from consequence. This life does not. But humans are adaptable in quiet, powerful ways. Given time, your softness fades, your awareness grows, your needs shrink, comfort becomes a memory, continuing becomes enough. Your eyes close. The firelight flickers red through your lids. Wind brushes the leaves. Someone nearby exhales in a long, slow sigh, already asleep. Above you, stars burn with ancient, steady light. And as your thoughts dissolve into the dark, you drift with the same rhythm that carried countless humans before you. Breath, heartbeat, warmth, night. The Stone Age doesn't rush. It just continues, and you, small and tired and alive, continue with it. Gently, quietly, into sleep. You wake before the others, not because of sound, because of light. A faint gray glow spreads across the sky, and your eyes open naturally, as if some quiet clock inside you has aligned with the sun itself. For a moment, you don't move. You just lie there feeling. Your heartbeat, the cool air on your cheek, the fading warmth of the fire near your feet. You notice something that would have seemed impossible before. Your body feels right here, still tired, yes, but not fighting the world anymore. You are beginning to fit into the rhythm instead of resisting it. A bird lands nearby, hopping between stones, head twitching sharply. You watch it without thinking of names, categories, or facts. Just movement, color, life. You realize your mind has grown quieter, not empty, but uncluttered. In your other life, thoughts stack endlessly, plans, worries, comparisons, noise. Here thoughts are shorter. Is it safe? Is there food? Where's water? Who is near me? Everything else fades because it doesn't help. When the others wake, no one announces the day. People just begin. Fire is fed. Tools are checked. Children are gathered close. You walk to the stream again. The water is lower than before. You notice that now, small environmental changes you once would have missed. You kneel, drink, splash your face. Cold, real, immediate. You don't crave flavored drinks, variety, sweetness. Water is enough. Later, while gathering wood, you pause. A breeze moves through tall grass, bending it in slow waves. The sound is soft, like breath passing through teeth. You stand still, watching. Nothing else is happening. No task in your hands, and yet this does not feel like waiting. It feels like being part of the moment, not pushing it forward, not dragging it back, just inside it. Your muscles move more efficiently now. You don't waste steps. You don't fidget. You don't pace. Energy is precious, and your body has learned that lesson well. You think about how much energy your modern life spends on things that don't keep you alive. Tension, rushing, constant stimulation. Here effort is direct. Heart, yes, but honest. In the afternoon, clouds drift high and thin. The air is mild. The group rests more today. You sit with your back against a warm rock, eyes half closed, not asleep, just still. You feel the earth beneath you, not metaphorically, but literally. Solid, patient, unmoving. You understand now something ancient humans must have known without words. You are not separate from this ground. You are a brief part of it. Your body made of what grows here. Your breath shared with trees. Your warmth borrowed from fire. The sense is not mystical, it's physical, obvious. Evening again, always evening. The sky burns orange, then softens into violet. Smoke carries the smell of cooked roots and meat. People sit close. You look at their faces, lined, strong, tired, alive. No one here owns more than they can carry. No one here is alone unless they choose to walk away from the fire, and no one does. Community is not a concept. It is survival. You lie down once more. The ground no longer feels like an enemy. It is simply where you rest. You think gently as sleep approaches. You once believed you wouldn't last a day here. And maybe that version of you wouldn't. But humans are not fixed. They are shaped by what they face. Day after day, the world has carved away the excess, the expectations of comfort, the constant mental noise, the illusion of control. What remains is simple: breath, warmth, hunger, movement, togetherness, rest. The core of being human. Your breathing slows, deep and steady. The fire crackles softly, a low whisper against the vast quiet. Beyond the glow, the forest stands endless and dark, full of unseen life that breathes alongside you. Above, the stars remain, cold, bright, unchanged for thousands of generations. And as you drift into sleep again, held by earth, fire, and night, the ancient rhythm continues. Slow, patient, and endless. Carrying you gently into dreams. Just a little further. The story is almost all atmosphere now, like the last glow of coals before sleep takes everything. The night is deep when you stir again, but you don't open your eyes right away. You listen first. Fire, low and steady. Breathing around you, slow, uneven, human. Wind moving lightly through leaves. Your body doesn't jolt anymore. No rush of fear. Just awareness, like floating near the surface of water. You open your eyes. The stars are clear tonight, scattered so thick it almost looks like dust thrown across the sky. You try to remember the last time you saw this many where you come from. You can't. Light used to drown them out. Here, darkness reveals more. You roll onto your side, the earth firm but familiar. Your hand rests on the ground, fingers in cool soil. It doesn't feel strange anymore. You realize something quiet and important. Your body has stopped asking, "When do we go back?" Because this is now. Your mind lives where your body lives. There is no other place to escape to in thought. That question, "What else should I be doing?" has faded. You are doing what there is. Sleep comes and goes in small waves. When morning light finally spreads, it feels like a gentle return rather than a shock. You sit up. You don't sigh heavily. You don't hesitate. You just begin, and that is the biggest change of all. The day unfolds in small efforts. Gathering, repairing, watching the sky, tending the fire, sharing food. Nothing dramatic. No big victory. No disaster. Just continuation. You start to understand that most of human history was exactly this. Not constant crisis. Not constant triumph. Just the steady act of staying alive. One day added to another. In the afternoon, you sit beside the fire, though it isn't needed for warmth. You watch smoke rise, curling into shapes that vanish. Your thoughts are slow and wide now. You understand both sides at once. You wouldn't last a day here, not as you once were, wrapped in comfort and constant stimulation, but you also could. Because under everything modern, under habits and conveniences, you are still built from the same design as the people around you in this ancient place. Muscle, breath, senses, adaptation. The world shapes you, and you shape yourself to the world. That's the quiet agreement between humans and Earth. Evening lowers again, as it always does. Firelight paints faces gold. Shadows stretch long and soft. Someone hums a low tone. Someone else leans back, eyes already closing. You lie down, not with reluctance, not with relief, just because the day is done. Your body sinks towards sleep quickly now, like a stone settling in water. The ground holds you. The fire warms you. The night surrounds you. The stars watch, patient and unchanged. There is nothing more to do. And in that simple truth, you finally understand the deepest part of this world. Life here is not about lasting. It is about continuing, and you are still here. Your breath slows. The sounds of the forest blur into one soft, endless murmur. The story doesn't end. It just keeps going, quiet, steady, ancient, long after you've drifted into sleep. Hey there. Have you ever felt like your days just blur into one another? You wake up, you go through the motions, you eat, you sleep, and then you do it all over again. But what if that blur wasn't a sign of monotony, but a sign of something deeper. A fundamental shift in how you experience life itself. Imagine this. The days no longer feel separate. They blend together like smoke in the air. You wake, you move, you eat, you rest, and somewhere in that rhythm you change. You stop waiting for comfort. Your body unlearns the expectation of it. One morning, a dull ache in your legs is no longer an alarm. It's just information. Cold tells you to move closer to the fire. Hunger tells you to search. Fatigue tells you to slow down, not to stop. Everything speaks plainly. The world around you changes in small ways. The air smells different with the seasons. The wind carries new signals. You start to notice these things without even trying. One afternoon, clouds gather, thick and dark. The rain comes hard and loud. The world turns gray and wet. But you don't curse the rain. You and others move with practiced ease, pulling hides tighter, pressing mud into gaps. Your hands work on their own. Rain isn't an inconvenience. It's just part of the deal. And when it ends, the forest smells rich and heavy with earth and life. You stand still, breathe it all in, and feel alive in a quiet, complete way. Food is never a guarantee. Some days there's meat, rich and strengthening. Other days, just roots and nuts. Hunger becomes a companion, not a crisis. It sharpens your senses and teaches you patience. You learn how little the body truly needs to keep going. Not comfort, not excess, just enough. And somehow, enough always seems to come. Your body adapts. Your hands harden, your feet toughen. Your posture changes, becoming more balanced, more grounded. You waste less energy, less movement. Even your breathing slows down, becoming deeper, more efficient. Your nervous system, once buzzing with the constant noise of modern life, learns restraint. Fear still visits sharp and immediate, but it leaves just as quickly. There's no room for lingering dread, only for action or for calm. One night you might dream of your old world. The lights, the screens, the endless noise. You wake up with your heart racing, confused, but then you hear the crackle of the fire. You feel the solid ground beneath you. You smell smoke and earth. And a surprising wave of relief washes over you. Your old identity softens. You're no longer someone from another time. You're just here, a body among bodies. A presence by the fire. No titles, no labels, no ambitions beyond tomorrow's warmth and safety. And strangely, that is more than enough. You learn that this world doesn't punish weakness. It accommodates reality. When you're tired, you rest. Someone waits quietly, without judgment. Stories are told, not just with words, but with gestures, with marks in the dirt, with shared silence. You realize that storytelling wasn't born from entertainment, but from memory, from teaching, from survival. Looking up, the stars are the one constant. You learn their patterns without needing names. You don't need a clock. Your body just knows. One night, lying by the fire full enough, warm enough, safe enough, a thought drifts through you. Slow and undeniable, you wouldn't have lasted a day here. Not because this life is impossible, but because your old life made you forget how incredibly adaptable you are. Stripped of all the excess, the noise, the illusion, you find something simple and strong underneath. A human being. Breathing, working, resting, continuing. The fire crackles, the forest breathes, the earth holds you. And this ancient way of life goes on, quietly, patiently, carrying you with it. Thanks for watching. Imagine waking up not to an alarm clock, but to the roar of a saber-toothed cat. Your breakfast isn't in the fridge. It's somewhere in the wild, and you have to hunt it down with a spear you made yourself. Welcome to the Stone Age, a time when survival was a full-time job. Today, we read diving deep into the daily life of our prehistoric ancestors to see what it really took to make it through the day. Let's start with the basics. Food, water, and shelter. Forget about supermarkets. For Stone Age people, every meal was a challenge. Men often formed hunting parties, tracking massive animals like mammoths and woolly rhinos. This wasn't just about bravery. It required incredible teamwork, strategy, and deep knowledge of animal behavior. A single mammoth could feed a whole clan for weeks, providing not just meat but also bones for tools, tusks for weapons, and hide for clothing and shelter. Meanwhile, women and children were the masters of gathering. They knew the land like the back of their hands, identifying which plants were edible, which were medicinal, and which were poisonous. They collected berries, nuts, roots, and seeds, providing a reliable source of nutrition that supplemented the hunt. This wasn't just a casual stroll. It was a skilled job crucial for the group's survival. Their knowledge of botany was nothing short of genius. Now, where did they live? Early humans were often nomadic, following the herds and the seasons. They sought shelter in caves, which offered protection from predators and the harsh elements. Inside these caves, life revolved around the fire. The hearth was the heart of the home. It provided warmth, light in the dark, a way to cook food which made it easier to digest and safer to eat, and a social gathering point. The fire was also a critical defense, keeping dangerous animals at bay through the night. Making tools was another essential skill. This is why we call it the Stone Age. People spent countless hours perfecting the art of knapping, which is shaping stones like flint into sharp-edged tools. They created hand axes for chopping, spearheads for hunting, and scrapers for cleaning animal hides. It was a craft that required patience, precision, and a strong arm. These weren't just simple rocks. They were the Swiss Army knives of the prehistoric world, essential for everything from building shelters to preparing food. But life wasn't all work and no play. We have evidence that Stone Age people had a rich cultural and spiritual life. The incredible cave paintings found in places like Lascaux in France and Altamira in Spain show that they were artists. These breathtaking images of animals might have been part of hunting rituals, storytelling, or a way to connect with the spirit world. They also carved small statues, like the famous Venus figurines, and crafted jewelry from shells, teeth, and bone. This shows us they appreciated beauty and had a sense of identity. So, what can we learn from our Stone Age ancestors? Their lives were incredibly tough, but they were also resourceful, resilient, and deeply connected to their community and environment. They were innovators who laid the groundwork for everything that came after. Every day was a fight for survival, but in that struggle, they developed the skills, the tools, and the social bonds that allowed humanity to thrive. It really makes you appreciate that morning cup of coffee, doesn't it? Thanks for joining me on this journey back in time. If you found this fascinating, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into history. Let me know in the comments what ancient topic you'd like us to explore next. See you in the next video. Let it keep flowing, even softer now. Like the last thoughts before sleep forgets itself. At some point, the idea of before disappears. There is no sharp line where you remember deciding to stay or choosing this life. It simply became the only life that felt real. Morning arrives again, not announced, just felt. The light is thin and silver, slipping through bare branches. You rise slowly, joints stiff but willing. You move closer to the fire's remains, stirring embers back to life. A small flame answers, obedient and calm. Fire trusts you now. Your hands know their work without direction. Stones shaped. Fibers twisted. Hides adjusted. Your fingers move while your mind rests. This is what mastery feels like here. Not pride. Familiarity. You spend part of the day walking the edge of the forest with others. You read the ground the way you once read screens. Broken twig. Pressed grass. A pause in birdsong. Information everywhere for those who are quiet enough. You are quiet enough now. The cold deepens as weeks slide forward. Snow lingers longer. Water freezes at night. The group adapts again. Tighter sleeping, fewer movements, shorter days. No speeches, no planning meetings. Adaptation happens the way breathing happens. Hunger comes and goes like weather. You feel it, acknowledge it, work with it. There is no panic in the emptiness of your stomach, just a clean awareness. You notice something strange. Food tastes better now. Even the simplest meal feels rich, almost ceremonial. Each bite is deliberate. You chew slowly, respectfully. Waste feels unthinkable. One afternoon, you sit alone on a low ridge, watching clouds drift slowly across the sky. You realize you haven't been truly alone in a long time, not surrounded by people, but alone with yourself. Your thoughts don't rush to fill the space. They barely appear at all. Silence has become a place you can rest. That night, the stars feel closer than ever. The cold air sharpens them, makes them seem brighter, more precise. You trace patterns without naming them. You don't need to know what they're called. They are simply there, as you are. Sleep comes lighter now, but deeper. Dreams are rare. When they appear, they are simple, running water, firelight, shadows moving across stone. No alarms, no urgency. Another season turns. You notice it not by dates but by smells. The earth shifts, the air softens, snow retreats slowly. Life presses upward again. Green returns. You feel it in your muscles before you see it. Children laugh more now. The sound is sudden, bright, almost shocking after so much quiet. You smile without thinking. Laughter here is rare and therefore precious. One evening, someone leans against you briefly, sharing warmth, sharing weight. It is not romantic, not formal, just human. You don't pull away. As the fire burns low and the night stretches wide, a final understanding drifts through you, gentle and undeniable. The Stone Age isn't about brutality, it's about intimacy. With hunger, with cold, with effort, with each other. Modern life taught you to endure discomfort while pretending it wasn't there. This life teaches you to meet it honestly. Your eyes close again. Breathing slows, muscles release. The ground is firm, the fire is faithful, the sky is endless. And somewhere deep, beyond words, beyond thought, you didn't just survive here. You remembered yourself. The ancient world holds you one more time, steady and patient, as sleep settles in completely, and carries you onward, without hurry, without end. All right, we drift on. No edges, no urgency. Just the slow, steady unfolding. Morning arrives without sound. You wake before your eyes open, aware of warmth fading slightly, of air brushing your face. Your body decides it's time long before your thoughts try to form. You sit up slowly. The fire is only embers now, glowing like sleepy eyes. Someone adds a piece of wood. A flame rises, stretches, settles. The day begins. There is a calm confidence in your movements now, not pride certainty. You know where to step. You know how far to reach. You know how much strength to use. Nothing is wasted. Your body has learned the exact size of the world it needs to survive in. You walk farther today with a small group, following a familiar route. The ground is soft underfoot, thawing again. Water trickles where ice once held firm. You pause, crouch, touch the earth. Alive. Everything is alive again. The forest feels different in this season. Sounds return. Birds, insects, subtle movements everywhere. You don't feel overwhelmed by it. You feel included. Hunger is lighter now. Food comes more easily. Roots are tender. Small animals move carelessly after the long cold. The balance shifts again. You accept it without celebration. This is how the world works, tightening, loosening, breathing. Later, while sitting near the fire, you notice something that surprises you. Your mind wanders and comes back. It doesn't spiral. It doesn't cling. Thoughts drift in and out like smoke. You realize how rare this feeling once was. Someone across the fire hums softly. No words, just sound. It blends with the crackle of wood, the sigh of wind. You don't know when music became this simple, or when silence became this full. You watch shadows move across stone as the sun lowers. Time stretches again. No clocks, no schedules. Only light slowly changing its mind. That night, you wake briefly. The fire is low. The world is quiet. Too quiet. You listen. Then you hear an animal call far away, not close, not dangerous. Your body relaxes again. You sleep. Dreams come gently this time. You are walking, always walking. Not escaping. Not searching. Just moving forward through open land, calm and steady. When you wake, the feeling stays. Another day. Another rhythm. Your muscles ache less now. They have accepted this life completely. Strength here is not explosive, it is enduring. You feel older and younger at the same time. Older in your bones, younger in your mind. You help teach someone something today. Not deliberately. They watch you work. They copy your movements. You let them. You remember when you were the one watching. The circle continues. As evening falls, clouds roll in, thick and low. The air smells heavy with rain. It comes slow and steady, tapping against hides, darkening the earth. No one rushes. Rain is not an enemy. It is a visitor. You sit close to the fire, knees pulled in, watching steam rise from wet ground. The world feels smaller, closer, safe, and in that warm, dim moment, a thought arrives soft, almost shy. You once measured life by achievements, by progress, by what came next. Here, life is measured by continuity. By showing up again tomorrow. By keeping the fire alive. By breathing. Sleep takes you early. The rain sings quietly, the fire murmurs. Bodies rest close, sharing warmth. No alarms will wake you. No deadlines will chase you. Only light when it's ready. And as you drift deeper, deeper still, the ancient rhythm holds you steady, patient, unbroken, carrying you forward. One quiet breath at a time, into another long, peaceful night that needs no ending at all. The night passes without marking itself. You don't remember falling asleep, only the moment of waking eyes opening gently, body already aware of the space around it. The fire is low but alive. The air is cool, not biting. You sit up and wait. Waiting has become natural, not impatient waiting, just allowing things to unfold. Someone else wakes too. A glance is shared. Nothing more is needed. Morning doesn't require conversation. You step carefully outside the shelter. The ground is damp, dark, rich. The sky is pale, undecided. A bird calls once, then another. The world is starting again. You walk a short distance and stretch slowly, feeling each muscle answer. Your body feels honest now. When it's tired, it tells you. When it's strong, it shows you. There is no pretending here. The fire is fed. Water is fetched. Food is prepared if there is food to prepare. You notice how hands move together without planning. People don't step on each other's work. Space is shared easily. You think vaguely how difficult this once seemed. Now it feels obvious. The day is calm. No danger. No urgency. You spend time repairing something small, a crack in a tool handle, a tear in hide. Small repairs matter here. They prevent bigger problems later. You learn patience in these moments. Rushing ruins things. As the sun climbs, warmth spreads across the ground. You sit and let it reach you. Heat soaks into your back, into your bones. You close your eyes, just for a moment. When you open them, time has slipped. The sun has moved. Shadows have changed shape. You didn't sleep. You simply rested. Deeply. Later, you walk with others toward water. The path is familiar. Your feet find it without thought. At the edge, you pause and watch ripples form and disappear. You kneel, drink slowly. Cold water, clean, perfect. You realize how rare it once felt to be grateful for something so simple. The afternoon drifts by quietly. No one fills it with noise. You sit, you watch. You help when help is needed, nothing more, nothing less. As evening comes, clouds stretch thin across the sky, turning gold, then pale pink, then gray. The fire is built higher tonight. Not from fear, just preparation. You add wood and step back. Firelight dances across familiar faces. Food is shared. It isn't much, it is enough. You eat slowly, fully aware of each bite. Hunger is gone, replaced by warmth. You lean back and breathe. Someone begins to tell a story, not long, not dramatic, just a memory. A hunt that went wrong. A mistake that taught something. People listen. No one interrupts. Stories are gifts here. Darkness settles in again, thick and complete. Stars appear one by one like the sky remembering itself. You lie down near the fire. The ground presses firm and reassuring beneath you. Your body relaxes immediately. A thought floats through your mind, not sharp enough to disturb, just clear enough to notice. You once believed comfort was softness. You understand now that comfort is safety, warmth, belonging, rest. Your breathing slows. The fire crackles gently. Somewhere nearby, someone shifts in their sleep. The night holds you without effort. And as consciousness softens, thinning like mist, the ancient world continues its quiet work, turning, breathing, waiting, carrying you onward. Deeper into rest, deeper into rhythm, where nothing needs to happen and nothing is missing at all.